Hi, my name is Thais Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the 5 things dismissive avoidants want most in a relationship. It can be really supportive for your partner in order to work things out. Now, quick disclaimer, this is not me saying by any means with any attachment style, just do only these things. Every interdependent relationship and every relationship worth investing in means that here are some really great tips for what you can give, what you can bring to the table. And then you want to be really clear about what you need from a relationship. And we need reciprocity in a relationship. So this means in order for us to keep investing our time and energy and effort, we have to give according to what we think that somebody else really needs and values. And we also have to express our own needs and allow ourselves to receive and to really not settle for anything less than reciprocity in relationships and being given back to, which is why for every single attachment style, I am going to do a part of a series for this. So we're going to talk about how to support each of your attachment style partners, whether it's an FA, a DA, an AP, and it can help each individual identify some of their really important needs in a relationship and also what their partner tends to be seeking the most. Also, before we dive into this video, I just want to let you know super quick, we're doing a 14-day all access to the Personal Development School for free, just for that 14 days. We're only doing it once through this year. So if you want to dive in and check it out, it's for Mental Health Awareness Month, which is this month of May. And if you want to click the link in the description box below, you will get access to any of our courses. And if you're wanting to do a lot around attachment styles, check out the attachment style pairing courses we have, where it's like a dismissive avoidant with an anxious preoccupied, or a DA with an FA, or with a secure. We've got all these courses on that stuff. So if you really want to dive deep and get all the notes and slides and all that stuff that's in there, you can use the link in the description box below for free for 14 days. So I'm going to give the 5 really, really important things that dismissive avoidants yearn for. And remember, if you're in the relationship with a dismissive avoidant, you want to really be attuned to your own needs and make sure you're communicating to your partner what your needs are as well, and having that mutual sort of symbiotic relationship. And I know some of you in the comments are going to be like, DAs don't give back. They do. And it's part of like, they first have to learn some emotional literacy and awareness, because they usually don't get almost any modeling for like healthy exchange growing up. And once they learn these tools and they feel like more safe and more regulated, they tend to be wonderful relationship partners. Of course, there has to be some work and healing first. And of course, you want to be mindful of if that person's willing to do the work or not. But also, please be gentle to our DAs, as with any other attachment style in the channel and in the comments. So with that being said, the 5 things that tend to be really important are: number 1, to when you're communicating a need to your dismissive avoidant partner, to be very clear and specific and direct. And like I was just saying a moment ago, it's because the dismissive avoidant doesn't really have a whole lot of emotional modeling. So you tell a dismissive avoidant, for example, something like, I really need more love. The dismissive avoidant often, and what I've heard from so many dismissive avoidants in my client practice over the years, is that they'll say things like, my partner asks for more love, but like, I'm really trying. I don't know what else I can do. And a lot of times it's obvious to me, we're like, oh, well, but they're needing more physical affection specifically, and that's how they give love and receive love. But to a DA, if they didn't see a lot of this stuff, it really easily goes over their head. And so then they feel disempowered and shut down. So by asking really clearly and specifically for what a dismissive avoidant what they need, it actually helps them feel supported, because it gives them direction in the relationship that allows for productive growth, rather than them feeling like criticized by feedback, like, oh, you never give me enough love. Instead, saying like, hey, I really feel like I need more expression of love in the relationship. It would really be helpful for me. And that looks like us holding hands more often, us cuddling more often, more physical intimacy, like giving those specific tangibles, and even getting as specific as to like when we go on date night, or, when we spend time watching a movie in the evening, like for us to be able to cuddle more, getting really specific for those examples is huge. And it's part of how I see the dismissive avoidant feel really empowered and supported to like show up well in a relationship, because they're clear on what that really means to their partner who has different programming. But also it's how whoever the partner is of a dismissive avoidant can also really get their needs met. Number 2, when you are giving feedback to a dismissive avoidant, noticing that behind every time we want to criticize, there's usually a need. there's usually some sort of need that we have that we just feel it is not fulfilled. So rather than criticizing, try to express that need in a positive and try to be kind and gentle with how you give that criticism. It really makes the DA feel shut down. So part of like giving support to them is when you have feedback, to be gentle in the way that you give that feedback. You can even use like a sandwich approach where you start with something really positive or kind, like, hey, I really appreciate how you've shown up this week with XYZ. I noticed for me, this thing came up with Z or whatever, another letter of the alphabet. And, can we work on that together? And, thank you. I know you're really trying hard on this. So just like something kind at the end, something kind at the beginning, and then sharing your feedback in the middle. DAs over time, as they become more secure and they feel safer in a relationship, handle criticism way better. But if you're new to this and the dismissive avoidant is new to this, then doing these sort of like training wheels techniques in the relationship can be really helpful to begin with. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, no, DAs don't deserve this or whatever it might be. Please keep in mind, like every attachment style has ways that they can be like, we can put training wheels on our attachment style for the relationship as we become secure. Every attachment style has different wounds, different pain points, and we are imperfect as people, as humans. So of course, have good boundaries, know what's okay with you and not, have your standards and non-negotiables. And if somebody's not fulfilling you, you can always walk away. But be mindful that like we all have, different pain points and challenges. And part of healing together and part of what it means to grow secure together is to acknowledge these things within each other and give support in an interdependent way in these different areas. And we have to have that like mutual support coming back. But a lot of individuals are growing together through their insecurely attached styles to become secure as a collective. And it's a really beautiful thing, but it only happens when we acknowledge both each other's wounds, needs, pain points, support each other, and support ourselves in the process. Number 3 is to appreciate and acknowledge. This is really important. DAs respond extremely well to positive reinforcement. So when you give, acknowledgement and appreciation for what they do, instead of highlighting what they don't, you'll see a lot more of them like doing more of that long term. And you'll see that they tend to feel like I can do it. I am capable of doing it in a relationship. Whereas I find that dismissive avoidants easily feel like self-defeated or easily feel, defeated and incapable when they are getting criticism. And that's, again, when they tend to sort of shut down and then they tend to think thoughts like, well, I'm not built for relationships. I can't do this. I never get things right. And they can feel a lot of sort of like, why bother, and hopelessness around different dynamics. Number 4, to try your best to simplify things. I find that dismissive avoidants really want like safety and harmony and calm and simplicity and they just want to know exactly like literally what's going on, literally what you expect, literally what you need. And they want to have room as they're trying to grow and do things to know that it's okay for me to not be perfect. And so as you share with a dismissive avoidant, like a grievance or a challenge that you have, and you make a suggestion for what you can, work on together, or what the dismissive avoidant can work on, do it in a really simple way. Like break it down into small chunks. Let them know, I know we're not going to be perfect as we work through this together, but as long as I see you trying and as long as I see the needle moving, that's what really matters to me. And I'm so grateful for that. So as you do that, then you empower an individual. And this is what I used to work on with people when they were in couples counseling, and there to do the work was exactly this kind of stuff. So by doing that and having that improvement along the way, you will see that gradual build of momentum within a relationship dynamic. And last but not least, one thing that's extremely important for a dismissive avoidant overall is to be able to have a sense of lightness at times in the relationship, to be able to laugh, to be able to have harmony, to be able to sort of bounce things off of one another. And of course, to be able to make the dismissive avoidant feel understood when they need a little bit of space, and to make it, of course, you can do that with boundaries. Of course, you can talk about it in a way that takes both parties into consideration, but it's really valuable to just be like, yeah, I get you recharge by having your own space sometimes. I understand that. I totally appreciate that. As long as we have a relationship where we get to spend a certain amount of quality time together, and you're willing and able to hold space for my needs too, and we can talk about them back and forth, then I'll definitely make time for you to, have space and do your own thing and appreciate that. Now, of course, only do that if that's authentic to you. But allowing somebody to feel understood in that way can be extremely valuable and extremely important. So hopefully that makes a whole lot of sense. And thank you so much for watching and for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.